Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Alright, so over the last 3, 4, maybe even 5 decades, men have essentially been vilified by women. Now, there's a couple reasons for that, and some of them are absolutely wrong. So today we're going to discuss something very specific. We are going to talk about why sex is so important to men, and the answer is going to shock you. Not only is it going to shock guys, but it's really going to shock women, because women are going to realize how wrong they've been all these years. But in a really, really good way, because what women learn from this is like, oh, okay. And now we can all have fun together. Alright, so by the way, this is, let me say her name correctly. Her name is Ingrid Oliveira. She's an Olympic diver, believe it or not. She's actually really, really good. And sincerely and respectfully, she's clearly a very, very beautiful young lady as well. So I think beauty should be appreciated. I think we are living in a time now where, oh, you're looking at a girl who's 25 years old that's beautiful? How horrible. It's like, no, I think it's the way you look at her. She is a genuinely beautiful girl, okay? Very talented, very focused, etc. Now, one thing I think you're going to find shocking about my course is because I use a lot of provocative images and words like seduction. Because in general, most men, if they hear what this is about initially, you're going to lose interest. You're going to be like, I'm not interested in that. Until you understand what it is, then you're going to be like, oh, so you're saying this is the way that women are turned on? Yes. Now, here's the really cool thing about it. It's done in a very classy, respectful, extremely romantic / seductive way. It's the female form of what's called romantic seduction, not the male form. Unfortunately, men use the male form of seduction, which doesn't work. Not for women. For men, yeah, but not for women. Alright, so what am I talking about? Okay, so let's get to this subject. Okay, so why is sex so important to men? Well, I'm going to cut to the chase and then I'm going to break it down. The direct answer, and a lot of women are not going to believe it. And you know what? I bet you're not going to, as a guy, you're probably not going to believe it at first until you understand. Then you're like, oh yeah, that's true. For men, sex literally and physically is the doorway to love. Now, right now, I know a lot of women are flipping out. Bullshit, that's not true. Because until they learn what I'm about to share, they're going to be like, oh, I didn't know that. Now, here's why. Because women are wired in the opposite way. So this is the problem and the challenge between men and women. We are physically, neurologically wired in the opposite way for romance, love, and seduction. So here's the deal. Most men are like, oh yeah, women don't want to be seduced. Bullshit. She does want to be seduced. But she wants to be seduced in the female way. The male way is considered crude, rude, just completely wrong. And because her neurological system is like, what are you doing? Because what you think is seduction to her is absolutely not seduction. In fact, it's the biggest turnoff in the world to a woman. Women go, why do men do that? I go, he's trying to turn you on. They're like, really? Doing that? That's not seduction. Alright, let's squeeze in a little bit of science here. Some actual neurological science of what in the hell is going on. Alright, so here's the shortened version, okay? So number one, look at the right side, okay? Number one, look at the pink head. That's the woman, okay? So in order for a woman to connect with you sexually, she has to connect with you first mentally, okay? I'm not going to go into detail. I'm going to go through this really fast. So it's something called mentally stimulating conversation. It literally, so there's a lock, like a lockbox in her forehead. So when you give her enough mentally stimulating conversation, it fills up this container. And once it's full, the lock pops open and she drops down into her heart. This is where you need to do what's called emotionally fulfilling communication. Again, it's another lockbox, okay? Once you fill that, think of it as a big like fishbowl. Once you fill it all the way with lots and lots and lots of words, That pops open, then she drops down to her groin, and then she connects with you sexually and has sexual intercourse with you. This is how a woman absolutely knows that you're in love with her. When you give her emotionally fulfilling communication, meaningful communication, it's the right brain language which men don't speak. Now, if you're smart, you might be pondering going, is this why women are so pissed off at men? Yeah, because women think you just want sex, that you don't give a shit about her heart, and I'm going to explain why. So women will be married to you, dating you for years and years, having sex with you, and you're getting what you want, and she knows that, and you know it too. But she's not getting what she wants because you don't know the hidden language, the right brain language, and you don't connect from the forehead number. Look, see where there's a number 1 next to the pink head? Then number 2, heart. Then number 3, physically, sex. That's the direction a woman has to go. She doesn't have a fucking choice. She's neurologically hardwired to connect with you through the hidden language, mentally, then emotionally, and then sexually. But look at the male side. Go to with the guy with the blue head here, the stick figure. So at the bottom is number 1. Men start sexually first. Women do not like this. They don't do this. It doesn't work for them. It pisses women off. Admit it. Okay, admit it right now. If you're in a Western country, do you honestly think you can walk up to a total strange woman in front of her father and mother and say, hey, you got nice tits. Do you want to have sex? Let's go fuck. No, she's going to fucking call the cops and have you fucking arrested. Now, imagine this young, beautiful lady walks up to you, genuinely and sincerely, says, you're a very handsome guy, you have beautiful blue eyes, I would like to fuck you, let's go back to my place and let's fuck. What do you think most guys would do? Hell yes. This is how different that men and women are wired. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. See, to men, we look at a beautiful woman, we're like, man, she's fucking hot. Does she think I'm hot? Because we think that her mating system is wired the way ours is. Now, as I said in all my videos, the male mating system is connected to his eyes through the optic nerve. So when we look visually at a sexy woman, and if they're our type, we're ready to have sex. Period. End of sentence. And what do? We project it onto her and go, does she think I'm sexy too? No, she doesn't. The female mating system is connected to her ears. Specifically, actually, technically, it's connected to her right brain. Again, not the male logical language that you speak, to the right brain's internal language, the mentally stimulating and emotionally fulfilling language. If you learn how to speak this language and you ask yourself, does she think I'm sexy? Hell yes. Now, here's the part she doesn't know. When a man knows how to speak the right brain, the internal language, he has expanded his range from left brain to right brain, which means he now can become a leader. He can lead people on the left, the middle, and the right side. Okay, so from very logical scientific men to middle range, architectural physical men to right brain people, including women. Essentially, without going into too much detail, this means you become a leader. So instead of just being the ditch digger, now you move up into like an assistant manager of a department, and then you go up into the manager, and then after that you might go up to the 3rd or 4th key manager of this corporation or of this store, and then you move up. The men who speak right brain language, they move up the ladder faster. Now, do women walk around thinking this? No. All they know is a man who speaks the right brain language turns her on, and she has to have sex with him. She doesn't know why. Alright, so now let's get back to the male neurology. So why is sex so important to men? Because the doorway to a man's heart is his groin. Now, right now, I already know a bunch of women are flipping out, saying, oh, this guy's full of shit, he doesn't know what he's talking about, motherfucker, all that bullshit. But when they learn what I'm about to say, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, actually, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, okay. And not only that, but then they're like, oh, okay, I thought men were just crude and didn't care about love. When actually, this is the most important thing to men, because this is literally the doorway to his heart, and here's why. After a man has an orgasm, there's a chemical called oxytocin, and once it's released through having an orgasm. So once he has an orgasm, this chemical oxytocin released into his bloodstream, and it relaxes every nerve, every fiber, and every cell, okay? Now here's the other thing. When it goes up into his lower brain through the arteries in your neck, it hits an artery that is controlled by the lower reptilian brain. And when it hits that artery, it acts as a relaxant, and it opens it wide open because it relaxes it. Now blood can flow up into the larger human brain, and thus you are now turned on to your right emotional, creative, spiritual, internal brain, which women love. Because every woman wants to connect with a man on this deeper, more mentally stimulating and meaningful, emotionally fulfilling level, which means you have to learn how to open up to your heart, meaning your right brain. Now, if you're smart, you might be going, but wait a minute, Mike, you just said that after a man has an orgasm, he opens up to his right brain because the chemical oxytocin relaxes that artery, which allows it to open wide open, which allows blood to flow up into the larger human brain, and thus opens him up to his right brain, the emotional brain or the heart brain. And I would, number one, say you got an A+ on the test, but you got an F on understanding what the purpose is. Okay, here's what I mean. Most men, after they have sex, after they have an orgasm, the last thing in the world that a man wants to do is fucking talk. In fact, most men will tell their girlfriends, "Oh, shh, no, I feel good, oh, yeah, this feels really good. Oh, don't talk, please, don't talk." And women will laugh and go, "Oh my God, it's so true." And they'll say, I can tell after sex he's open to his right brain, but he doesn't want to talk, he just wants to cuddle and he just wants to go to sleep. And I say yes, because again, oxytocin acts as a relaxant. And most men, that's what they do. They turn over and they go to sleep. And all women start laughing when I teach this part of the course to women. Like, oh, it's so true. All men want to do is sleep. And then you get Ingrid looking at you like, really, dude? What the fuck? So once again, you got that emotionally fulfilling experience, because that's what happens when the oxytocin is released after you have an orgasm. That chemical is released into your system, and you're like, oh yeah, I feel so good. You're content, you're at peace, you're just feeling it, man. You're feeling good. Now you can fall asleep and sleep the most. Just like a little baby, you sleep so well. Well, guess what? She wants the same damn thing, but she can't get it through sex alone. And this is the part that really confuses men. They're like, what are you talking about? Why not? I mean, what do you mean she doesn't have the same feeling? We just had sex. Guys, even if she has a physical orgasm, she doesn't get emotional fulfillment through sex. And I know right now you're like, Mike, that doesn't make sense because it feels really good to me after sex. Yeah, she has like a physical release, but she still feels empty emotionally. And you know what? If you don't fucking believe me, play this entire video to a woman and have her get to this point right there to what I just said. And what this course really is about is making women feel full emotionally. See, the worst feeling a woman could feel in the fucking world is is emotional emptiness. That is a nightmare. And that's what women feel with men all the fucking time. And men come home after being married for 2, 3, 4 years. They've got the $1 million car, the $10 million home, the $100 million bank account. And they're like, what the fuck's wrong now? It's the same thing that was wrong from day one. The reason why she fell in love with you, the reason why she married you, the reason why she dated you, the reason why she's with you is because she needs this. She needs it now, and she needs it fucking bad. Now imagine being married for 10, 15 fucking years and never, ever getting that orgasm. Never getting an orgasm at all. Not even by yourself, not let alone with her. Imagine that. That would fucking suck. Here's what I'm trying to get you to understand. You're missing something. I'm trying to teach you how to be her number one drug dealer. Now, you think I'm joking? I'm not joking. She needs it, and she needs it bad. She needs this fix so bad, she will fucking do anything for it. Once you learn how to do this, the power is in your hands. She's like putty in your hands, and I'm not kidding. All right, now let's go back to the chart again. Look at the chart one more time. So for you, the way to get this feeling of, oh, I feel so good, and you just turn over and go to sleep after having an orgasm, you do it, number one, look at the groin for the male, physically, sexually. You do it by connecting sexually. She can't do it that way. Now go look at hers. See, look at yours. It goes number 1, number 2, and then number 3. Number 3 is opening you up to your right side of your brain. Again, women can see it, and this is why they get so fucking pissed off, because they want to feel the same thing that you're feeling, but they can't, not through sex alone. Now go back to number 3 on the woman's side. Notice how that's at the bottom and number 1 is at the top. You'll have to start at number 1, then go to number 2, and then go to number 3, and then she will gladly, willingly connect with you sexually. Do you know what women have been doing for hundreds and thousands of years? They've been giving you what you want in hopes that eventually you're going to give her what she wants. But men don't, because we don't know what the fuck this is. I know what it is. I know how to do it. My clients know how to do it, but you don't. Now here's what's worse. Women think you know what this is. And they think you know how to do it. They just think you won't do it for some reason. And for the life of them, they can't figure it out. I've had beautiful, beautiful, blonde, gorgeous women with big tits just come up to me like, I don't understand. I can see that men want sex. We know that. So why won't they give this to us? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to us. Because she thinks you know what this is, but you don't. And right now you're probably going, what the fuck is this? What's emotional fulfillment? If you walk me, oh, emotional fulfillment, I'm just going to say that phrase a lot. She's going to get really pissed off at you, thinking, oh, he finally gets it. And then after you say emotional fulfillment for 10 days, she's going to be like, oh, you fake motherfucker. You're another one of those guys. I'm going to tell you right now, it is a hidden language that the male brain cannot, you don't notice it. When I show it to you, you're like, holy shit, my mom used to talk this way. My teachers, oh my God, the lady at the grocery store, they do it all the time, but right over your fucking head. So here's the deal. You want to be that watermelon, because she has to have that watermelon, okay? And there's one way to get that watermelon. Buy my book, Crack the Female Code, right now, read the book, and then come in and take the course. I'm going to be really honest with you. The course is expensive, number 1, and number 2, it's a bit of work to get through the course. But once you get through the course, when we get to the end of it, we put the pieces together, and all of a sudden your brain clicks and everything starts to make sense. So here's the deal. Don't ever let a woman make you feel guilty about wanting to have sex, because it literally, physically is the doorway to your heart, okay? But you're going to have to learn how to give her what she needs, and that's it is a conditioning training, okay? I'm an NLP trainer, master hypnotherapist, communication expert, timeline therapist, etc., etc. The number one thing we're going to do is condition you into opening up to the right side and be internal. If you do this alone, it's going to draw women to you. Hey, this is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com or CrackedFemaleCode.com. Remember, buy my book, Cracked Female Code. Click subscribe, click the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.